You should know that one of the major forming factors for bullies can be parents paying no attention at all. So the replies you get may be limited by that. Today on r/AskReddit, parents of bullies, when did you realize your child was a bully and how did you react? All I know is that my wife is a teacher, and when she tells parents about their kid being mean, or a bully, or anything bad, they just say shite, like he doesn't do that at home. He's a good boy, you must be lying, or the other kids are lying. The parents at her school are affluent and can do no wrong. Parents, please listen to your children's teachers. Edit. Wow. Thank you everyone. There have been some great discussions and shared experiences. I can't believe how many responses this comment got. Thank you all. They always act good at home. Even the worst ones do that. I'm also a teacher. Every parent says that stuff when anything remotely not positive is said about their child. I'm really hoping lockdown has opened some parents' eyes. As a teacher, I heard this too. I taught for 18 years. And here's something else I learned. Usually whenever a child has a problem, you meet the parents and discover the source of the problem. No one likes to hear this though, and I usually get downvoted whenever I post it. This is the third time. Several answers here are along the lines of one of the things that makes a bully is lack of attention. My parents love me more than life itself, and yet I was still a bully in my elementary years. I couldn't tell you why exactly, other than just saying autism, which is no excuse. My parents did not allow the teachers to use that as an excuse, and made sure I was appropriately punished, and I'm so grateful for that. Anyway, most autistic children have the one thing they obsess over. For me, it was Garfield the cat. Every phone call from the principal, one Garfield thing was taken away, and it broke my parents' hearts. But it worked. Edit. I consulted my mother to see if she had any insight as to the reason. Best guess is lack of regard for other people's feelings. Edit 2. Please stop recommending r/Im's origin to me. If I wanted to ruin my childhood, I'd already be subscribed to that subreddit. A bunch of friends and myself were sitting around one day talking about school, and we got to the subject of being bullied. As I sat there listening, I realized that I didn't have a story to tell. This is when I also realized I was a bully. Honestly, most bullied person I know also bullied weaker people at some point. For me, the bottom line of bullying is simply show them you bite back. Once it's learned for good. My sister was a bully. She bullied me and my brother, and also kids in school. My parents ignored it. I think they were a little afraid of her. Your parents afraid of your sister? WTF, was she some sort of underage Navy SEAL or SMTH? A lot of responses here are relying on the trope that bullies are that way because they have low self-esteem, have been bullied themselves, etc. And while I'm in no way discounting people's lived experiences, research debunks this pretty thoroughly. Most bullies aren't sad. They don't have low self-esteem. And they aren't victims. They have very high self-esteem, feel powerful, and use that power against others. Bullies bully because it's easy. They like it. And it works. Bully? Try legitimate psychopath. Stepdaughter, it's an ongoing battle to keep all other children and animals safe. I hardly sleep and I don't sit down. Could you elaborate? Sorry you're going through that. Not a parent, nor a sister, but we take care of our girl relative as often as we can. She has her own family. She's 8 now and started bullying when she started school because she thinks she's dominant. The underlying reasons are mainly rooted in the household and environment. How she's being treated, mostly by adults. How people react to her actions. How she's being reprimanded. Methods, and how often she's disciplined. Who she's surrounded by, etc. Still hard to fix right now. But best method. Keep calm and explain to the child. Cause effect. Consequences. The feelings and situation of the victim, etc. Remember that you're dealing with a kid. Don't just scold them and expect them to see at your level of maturity and understanding. Explain. Talk it out. Their stubbornness will get in the way. But stay firm and ease your way into their trust and comfort. Child psychology. Learn it. She's not intentionally bad. Just that her jokes come off as sarcasm at such a young age. to the point of insult sometimes. We found out from her teachers and classmates. Problem: her household doesn't see this as an issue to address and actually celebrates her cleverness. But even when they do, their way of discipline obviously apparently doesn't work. I used to verbally bully a neighborhood kid. I think we were around 7 or 8 years old or so. She was deaf and therefore talked a bit weird. At one point we were being mean towards her and it got so bad she jumped on her bike to get away from us and she lost her balance and fell, chafing her chin and palms. She starts crying and at the same time laughing, but also panic and remorse on our side ensued. Not long after I got home, her mother called mine and my mum was very upset and angry with me. She said she was taking me to the toy store and told me to bring my pocket money and buy this girl a gift as an apology. Also, I had personally go to her house, ring the bell, come in, gift her the present and say I'm sorry, that it was hurtful what I did and would never do it again. I remember feeling so bad. I cried harder than she did when she fell off her bike earlier that afternoon. I was so ashamed of myself and horrified that my mum was so mad at me. The girl asked me why I did this to her and I just could not answer the question. I just wept like a baby on my own mother's lap, mumbling I'm sorry between sobs. For sure my parents taught me a lesson. You felt shame, which can be good. Shame is a powerful motivator for change. I was acquainted with a bully early on in elementary school, the way too aggressive type. I remember my other friends and I incidentally had similar stories of the bully trying to drown us in the local pool. He would punch kids all the time for no reason and was extremely defensive and mentally weak, even for an 8-year-old. Despite it all, his parents were very nice, but spoiled him a fair amount. One day, on the first day of school that year, he was gone and nobody knew what happened. We assumed he moved away until 6 years later. My friends and I were all playing soccer at the park across from the bully's house when suddenly we all spotted the bully atop his backyard play structure, fighting a younger man with a toy lightsaber. We all then came to the consensus that he had been sheltered for the past 6 years and most likely never left the house, which I guess is one way to deal with a bully. Sounds more like he was possibly on the autistic spectrum and his parents decided him being in public school wasn't good for him or the other students. Doubt they were locking him up in their basement, never letting him leave the house lol. My kid is fairly popular, more than I ever was, and I'm ashamed to admit I was conflicted when I learned from their school that they are part of a clique that bullies others. My first thought should have been disappointment, but instead it was I'm glad he doesn't have to put up with bullying like I had to as a kid. It was an instinctual response that borders on tribalism. That is, I'd rather have my kid be a popular bully than be an unpopular victim. But afterwards I approached it logically and sat him down, shared with him my experiences during school and how bullies nearly ruined my childhood. My kid respects me and hasn't seen me that vulnerable before, so it ended up making an impact. I'm sure though, as long as he sticks with that same social circle he will still be in situations where he looks the other way on bullying. I can only continue to try and guide him to the best of my ability. I'm still waiting for his victim to do a training montage and smack him in the nose right in front of the cute but quirky girl. It's the only way bullies ever learn. Plot twist: cute but quirky girl is the bully. I'm a parent, but of only a 4-year-old. But I was a huge bully in high school and am such an idiot it never even dawned on me until I was like maybe 21 to 22. I did horrible stuff just for laughs, but I made it a priority to personally apologize to everyone formally and in person since then. It's one of my highest priorities as a father to ensure my son embraces everyone as a friend when he gets older. I was a bully in middle school and high school and was bullied as well. I never saw myself as a bully because I was constantly picked on and made fun of and didn't realize how many people's feelings I was hurting. It honestly took a trip to the office freshman year for me to come face to face with the fact that I was making other people feel bad about themselves. My mom sat me down and reminded me of my insecurities and how I used to come home and cry. She told me if I wanted to make other people hate me like I hated my bullies, then I should keep on doing what I'm doing. She also whooped me. I made reparations and try to be better than I am. I have a tough mom. Many parents of bullies would not answer. Many support it because they think their children and family are simply better than everyone else. And they teach their kids to think that too. My parents realized my youngest sister was a bully when she was like 6 and now she's 16, and they still haven't done anything about it. Not so much bullying, but being abrasive in online gaming chats. With everything locked down, I've been very happily able to spend more time with both of my sons. My youngest, 15, is very competitive when it comes to online gaming, currently Rocket League, but it's been Fortnite etc in the past. So I'm at my desk and he's at his, and I hear some fairly toxic stuff that he's saying to teammates one night. I told him game time was over, shut it down. Proceeded to have a front porch talk about what being a good teammate is all about and how supporting the team was always a better idea than dragging people down or making them ashamed. He was pretty responsive, logged back into Discord and apologized to the guys/gals he'd been teamed with, and we haven't had an incident since then. I'm very proud of him, if you can't tell. Not my story. Don't remember source, so be warned it may not be credible. Anyways, it said that a mom caught her kid bullying another kid who had cancer, so she shaved her kid's hair. 10/10th IQ move. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more dank curated content from Crosspostable Reddit.